say to parents and caregivers when they're making the decision to bring a child to visit a loved one in hospice that each child is different and there are no hard and fast rules about age or developmental level of when it is good. You know your child best. But I do think it helps to prepare them for the visit in some very specific ways that will help them feel more comfortable and at ease with the whole visit. So the first thing I always do is prepare the child for what they might experience once they get there. What does the place look like? What will they see when they walk in? What will their person look like? Will they be in bed? Will they be asleep? One of the main differences between hospice and, say, visiting someone in a hospital is there aren't the tubes and the machines and the noises that we often think about in a hospital. It's pretty calm and quiet. I would really recommend, especially for younger children, to keep it pretty time limited. Less is more, and you kind of want to leave on a good note before the child maybe gets too tired or overwhelmed. So what they can expect, we're going to stay 15 minutes, we're going to stay a half hour, whatever you think is meaningful, but to really frame it for them that it's not going to be maybe an all-day effect. Another thing that sometimes kids want to know is, I don't know what to say. I don't know, what am I supposed to say? And I will often remind families that hearing, even for the patient, is the last sense to really go. So even if they don't appear to be listening or understanding or responding to what you are saying, we really think that somehow those words are getting in there and are really making an impact on the person. So I encourage kids to really talk to the person. There's 3 things that we like to encourage people of all ages to say to their loved one in hospice. The first is gratitude, to thank the person. Thank the person for whatever you are grateful for. Thank you for spending time with me. Thank you for taking care of me. Thank you for teaching me certain things. The next is if there is something to apologize for, to ask forgiveness and to seek forgiveness in return. I forgive you. You forgive me. I am sorry that I did this, or along those lines. And the third is, of course, love. Very simple, but to say that you love the person. Sometimes kids, I think, might feel more comfortable to bring something with them. So maybe to make a little card, and that way the person can have it in their room, and when other people come to visit, it's there and other people can read it to them as well. Look, your grandchild or whoever made this card for you, and it says. If your child expresses a fear that they might be present when the person dies, I think you can do a couple things. First, validate for them that they have expressed this fear, which is sometimes hard to express. And then to maybe talk a little bit more in detail about what their specific fear is. I think it's also important, though, to, instead of saying, no, that's not going to happen, to say, we don't know when that exact moment is going to be, but I will be with you at every step of the way, and we will be there together. So if your child expresses a fear that the patient who they are visiting might start to cry or maybe express other strong emotions when they are there, I think we can also name that everyone cries, and maybe that crying is coming just because they love you so much and they are so happy to see you. Yes, this is another incredible opportunity to validate the compassion, the empathy that your child is expressing. It's amazing that they are so in tune with this person, that they care so much and so deeply about their emotions. Even if it's in somebody's home, which the child may be familiar with, there might be some differences. For instance, the patient could be in a hospital bed, not in their regular bed. There could be some other medical equipment around, perhaps a commode or a wheelchair or a walker, things that they might not be used to seeing. And that might be good to just prepare the child a little bit in advance for those differences. Just as I think it's important to prepare the child for the visit and for going to this new situation and environment, I think it's also important to process this afterwards and to really take the time after the visit to process with your child and talk with your child about how that experience was for them. So you're talking through everything that went on in that visit as a way to process it. And then of course saying, how was that for you? I'm wondering how that was for you. How that was for you to be there. Did you like it? And often, it's been a positive experience and they might want to come back. Or if it might be the very last visit, to say, what a wonderful way to visit your loved one. What a wonderful way to say goodbye. And again, emphasizing that courage, that kindness, and that compassion. Emphasize and validate how incredible it was that your child did this visit. It's no little thing. It's a big deal. And the values that I always like to emphasize are the bravery that it took to do this visit. It's not an easy thing. And also the kindness that they demonstrated when they came to visit this person. I think it's a real opportunity for parents and families to emphasize the values that you have in your family and to say this to your child. This is what our family does. We take care of each other when times are tough. We stand by each other when times are tough. And we love each other no matter what.